Hello everybody. If you want to read all the story's content in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. Short story 775, The City's Dark Secret. Upper Beginner. Dr. Maria Rodriguez, brilliant scientist, stared at her computer screen in dismay. Her latest experiment had gone terribly wrong. She had been working on a top-secret project for the government, developing a new, highly contagious virus that could wipe out entire populations. But something had gone wrong, and the virus had escaped the lab. Panic set in as Maria realized the danger she was in. She grabbed her phone and dialed her colleague, Dr. John Lee. "John, it's Maria," she whispered urgently. "The virus has escaped. We need to act fast." John's voice was calm, but Maria detected a hint of fear. "I'll meet you at the safe house. Get there as soon as you can." Maria grabbed her bag and rushed out of the lab, but as she hit the streets of London, she knew she was being followed. A black car was tailing her, its occupants unknown. She hailed a taxi and jumped in, giving the driver a false address. The car sped through the city's congested streets, but Maria knew she couldn't shake her pursuers that easily. At last she arrived at the safe house, a nondescript building in a quiet alley. John was already there, waiting for her. "We need to destroy the data," he said, his eyes scanning the room for any sign of danger. Together they worked to erase the virus's genetic code from the computers and destroy the physical evidence. But just as they finished, the door burst open, and a group of heavily armed men stormed in. Maria and John were captured and taken to an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of the city. Their captors were masked, but Maria recognized the voice of the leader, a ruthless businessman who had been funding their research. "We'll get the data from you one way or another," he sneered. But Maria and John had a plan. They had left a trap for their captors, a hidden message that would release the virus's antidote into the city's air supply if they didn't return to the lab within an hour. The businessman snarled, realizing too late that he had been outsmarted. As the antidote spread through the city, Maria and John were rescued by the authorities who had been tracking the black car. The city's dark secret was safe, and the virus was destroyed. Maria and John vowed to be more careful in the future, but they knew that some secrets were too big to keep hidden forever. Vocabulary notes: dismay, definition, consternation and distress, typically that caused by something unexpected. It describes a feeling of disheartening disappointment or sudden disillusionment. Example: Dr. Maria Rodriguez, a brilliant scientist, stared at her computer screen in dismay. Her latest experiment had gone terribly wrong. Similar words: consternation, disappointment, distress, shock, alarm. Perturbation, dismayed, disheartened, disillusioned. Contagious, definition, of a disease or illness, spread from one person or organism to another by direct or indirect contact, of an emotion, feeling, or idea, likely to spread to and affect others. Example: developing a new, highly contagious virus that could wipe out entire populations. Similar words: infectious, transmissible, communicable, epidemic, catching, virulent, spreading. Dismay. Definition: consternation and distress, typically that caused by something unexpected. It describes a feeling of disheartened disappointment or sudden disillusionment. Example: Dr. Maria Rodriguez, a brilliant scientist, stared at her computer screen in dismay. Her latest experiment had gone terribly wrong. Similar words: consternation, disappointment, distress, shock, alarm, perturbation, disheartened, disillusioned, aghast. Nondescript. Definition: lacking distinctive or interesting features or characteristics, unremarkable. Example: at last she arrived at the safe house, a nondescript building in a quiet alley. Similar words: uninteresting, unremarkable, ordinary, plain, featureless, commonplace, unmemorable, undistinguished. Sneered. Definition: to smile or speak in a contemptuous or mocking manner. It implies a look or expression that shows scorn or contempt. Example: we'll get the data from you, one way or another. He sneered. Similar words: scoffed, jeered, mocked, scorned, derided, smirked, taunted, ridiculed. Story written by Meta AI. Image created by onemin.ai. To read all the story's content in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. CC Music, Drifting at 432 Hz, Unicorn Heads.